Big, exciting, great, really incredible good news this afternoon as both sides, the House and the Senate, says the stimulus is coming. It's coming. It's coming right away. It's going to be robust. It's absolutely going to be wonderful. The Federal Reserve says it needs to come. Stock market says it's coming. Everyone says it's coming. I says it's coming. So I asked the ultimate authority on the subject matter if he thinks it's coming. Sir Lloyd, I was at the casino last night. I said, Sir Lloyd, do you think the stimulus is coming? I was looking for the stimulus last night, and I was driving in the Cadillac on her way or the highway, and it went nowhere. It ended in a dead end. I said, of course it ended in a dead end. Her way, the highway is gone. It's the road that doesn't go anywhere anymore. Oh, what road should I have taken? You should have taken the road of the toad. The Todd? Todd Palin? No, the toad. Road of the toad. Now you're making me change voices. Now I'm sounding like you. The road of the toad. We're not doing her way or the highway. Everything's brand new. We're going to get stimulus, and it's not going to be her way or the highway anymore. Oh, so does that mean does that road end at $12 ice cream? No, it does not end at $12 ice cream. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. I'm so excited for you. It's a great Friday afternoon, and what better way to start the new weekend? Not with executive orders, obviously. He's a little bit more preoccupied with something other than that, but with renewed optimism as stimulus is coming. It's finally coming. Can you hear the Hot Mess Express? It's coming back into the station, and being driven is the two conductors of Hot Mess themselves, Mitch and Nancy, about to twirl and dance with their batons, and the cheerleaders are so excited. If only they can get their moves right. This is Afternoons LALATE. I'm so excited for you. If you're not subscribed to this channel, please do. Go to the front of this channel, subscribe. Subscribe because, who is delivering you everything from hurricane reports to how to do a Christmas wreath? Yeah, I'm here to get you through the pandemic and not go back crazy at the same time. We're going to have an incredible winter, and we're going to have an incredible fall, and this is the family you want to be part of. And I thank you for all the incredible messages I've been getting overnight from everyone that's saying, I'm just loving the focus and the energy and the spirit of your channel. Keep it up, and I really do appreciate it. Also, like this video. It helps in the algorithm, and I'm going to explain why it's so important to like this video later in this video, because there's some really crazy stuff out there that has nothing to do with stimulus checks, but it's being called stimulus checks. So I want you to be on the book of correctness today. In this video, I'll be going over what the conductors of the Hot Mess Express said when they got in their trucks today. No, not trucks, trains. Nance and Mitchie. Yeah, there's no more Stevie, so, he's not going to be part of the equation anymore. And they had really interesting, great comments, with the exception of her, which was a little bit wacky, but, it's a Friday. What do you expect? She has no one to chase around. The postman, is doing his little thing. Then economist Jerome Powell and head of the Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell, had incredible comments yesterday and today, and I'm going to be detailing those as well, all about your stimulus. Really incredible news. And then what is Wall Street saying about your stimulus? It just keeps on getting better and better. And then finally, I will be going over the jobs numbers today and why that means stimulus is coming. And finally, the COVID numbers, which tease up third stimulus. I'm going to cover second stimulus, third stimulus, and first stimulus in this video. I'm so glad you're here. All right, let's get to the breaking news. The breaking news as you sit here this afternoon is that second stimulus is coming. It is coming. I want you to understand that second stimulus is coming. And I know that a lot of you have been through all that election stress. It is very stressful. And you see why I'm not covering, Georgia has 20 votes outstanding and there's a guy in a corner who hasn't counted. I'm just not covering that stuff. It's too stressful. And I'm focusing on really the positive focus to get you through this pandemic and get your feet on the ground financially and get moving forward. And that's stimulus. And that stimulus is coming. We now know it's coming right away. We knew that in the hours right after the election, when, one, the Senate was won by the Republicans. Two, Mitch McConnell came out and said, first item of business for the Senate is to pass stimulus that puts stimulus in the hands of Americans like you and me and not in the hands of people that don't need stimulus. Parenthesis. The Justice Department doesn't need a stimulus check. Why is the Justice Department getting a stimulus check? Why is the National Parks getting a stimulus check? Bambi can fend for herself or himself. Is that a he or she? I can't remember. Was Bambi? I guess Bambi was a he. They don't need stimulus checks. The stimulus package of the Temple Doom that we battled over for 7 months was being held up because it had big bailouts for state and local, and it had salary raises that had nothing to do with you. It wasn't a stimulus package. It was this much a stimulus package and this much a government financial bill. And so Mitch says, hey, I'm ready to give the money to the American people, you and me. This is incredible, great news. So what's absolutely incredible is Mitch's comments. Let me go over some more of them today. Our economy is really moving back to getting its back on its feet. That I think clearly ought to affect the size of any rescue package we do additionally do. Good. So what Mitch is doing is he's teed into where the economy is, and the numbers are not good for the economy. So I'm going to detail that in a second. And Mitch said the other day that he wants enough stimulus because we're not through the virus. Wow, I love this new Mitch. I mean, it's just like, can I send him like a fruit basket or something? I'm just loving this new Mitch. It's just like, did he wake up and just, he's just, the sense of reality is kicked in. I do think we need another stimulus, but I think it reinforces the argument that we've been making for the last few months that something smaller, rather than throwing another $3 trillion at the issue, is more appropriate, which is highly targeted to those things that are directly affected by coronavirus, which we all know is not going away until we get a vaccine. Wow. Okay, so there's a couple things in that sentence. Let's go over them. First, he's not going to do a $3 trillion bill. Well, hello, none of us are doing a $3 trillion bill. The Temple Doom's $3 trillion bill was based upon 900 million, which is $1 trillion, for nothing for you, nothing for COVID, absolutely nothing for stimulus relief. So you take $3 trillion, let's toss out that $1 trillion. Okay, now we're down to $2 trillion. How much is still in there that has nothing to do with COVID? About another trillion. Toss that one out. So then you're left with her bill, which is at $1 trillion. Why is it $1 trillion, but the White House, the problem solvers, were higher at 1.5? Because she didn't give enough money to you. And so this is what's incredibly important, is that Mitch wants to give money to you. He wants to spend somewhere around, 1.5-ish, 1.7, and all the buddies that he has known for somewhere upwards of 20, 30 years who got reelected to the Senate that beat in tough races all said, I'll do the problem solvers bill. Hey, do you not see the logicalness? Reality prevailed. Reality prevailed on Tuesday night when people understood that you are owed stimulus checks, you're owed FPUC, you're owed hazard pay, you're owed money, and that there's money for state and local that can survive on their own. For airlines that don't need money, they're doing very well without another $28 billion. For hotels that want to charge you $600 a night, that come in and say, I can't make $600 a night, can you give me some money? No, don't charge $600 a night. Maybe you'll be able to make some more money. These people don't need stimulus. Who needs stimulus is you, the economy, people, single individuals, moms, SSDI, SSI, Social Security, railroad benefits. You need stimulus checks. Small business owners, a husband and wife that have their own business, or maybe a husband and wife that have one employee. You need stimulus. These people that don't need stimulus are federal employees. That's not stimulus. That's salaries. That's a budget bill. And guess what? Here's the great news. It keeps on getting better this afternoon. Is that the budget bill is coming up in December. Less than 4 weeks away is of the budget bill. If she wants to do that, put it in the budget bill. You don't need to put it in our bill. Incredible great news. So the Temple Doom says that she wants to get this bill right out right away. Oh my God, this is great. So her mindset is the same. His mindset is the same. Our mindset is the same. So what is the only issue that's at issue? Oh, well, there's a couple problems. First of all, she doesn't acknowledge that Mitch McConnell exists. Yeah, that's sort of a problem. Someone needs to, shake her a little bit. Say, Mitch is existing. There's that guy over there you have to talk to. I don't know him. I don't see him. I don't know. There's Mitch McConnell. Who? I don't know of him. She's still talking about talking to the White House and not talking to the Senate. No, honey, that's sort of not happening anymore. Steve Mnuchin's not going to negotiate. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Steve Mnuchin is not going to negotiate with Nancy Pelosi anymore. He is going to defer to the Senate Republicans to negotiate on behalf of any bill, because guess what? The people who do bills are people in Senate and the House. They always have been for the 200 years of this nation, or the 20 years of this nation. It feels like lately. The people who do laws are senators and House members, but the Temple Doom is trying to bypass that and deal with one buddy that she likes and not talk to anyone else. That's gone. So that's the first thing that's gone. The second thing that is gone is her fake narratives. She said, "No, whatever Mitch does doesn't appeal to me because it doesn't crush the virus." She actually said that. She actually said, honey, the expression "doesn't crush the virus" went out is so 2019. The expression "crush the virus" is so September 2020. It's this is November 2020. Come up with a new expression. She said that isn't something we should even be looking at. That isn't the right thing to do before. Well, guess what? You didn't win what you wanted to do before. So the whole microcosm of the situation is incredibly good. If you did not see what I detailed on Being a Mitch yesterday, and I'm going to have more about it today, is that Democrats want her out. Democrats want her out because they say, hey, you just have no idea what you're doing anymore. You just don't understand that you have to negotiate with the Senate and come to a partisan agreement and get it done. And so everything that you saw before, where senators and House members were sort of sitting back and not having a spine, this time they're very loud. The progressive wing of the Democratic Party are about to they're about to do a coup d'etat. They really had it. And so be understanding, you're getting stimulus. And I don't want you to focus too much on her dynamic anymore, because her dynamic is sort of irrelevant at this point. So what's incredible great news is that stimulus is coming, and that economists and the Federal Reserve want it to come. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell spoke in the FOMC meeting yesterday and today and said that Congress needs to get this stimulus out, and that we need it quicker. I think we'll have a stronger recovery if we can get at least some more fiscal support. That's the magic words from Mitch McConnell. Some more fiscal support. He doesn't need, Jerome Powell says, I don't need, $3 trillion. I just need some stimulus to go out. I need the American people to give stimulus. Let me make very clear to you that Jerome Powell is an advocate for stimulus checks. He has said 1,000 times the stimulus he's talking about is stimulus that gets into your hands, your physical hands, not stimulus that goes to someone else, that then goes to someone else, that eventually lands on you. Let me give you an example. Money to stay in local, that the government, that goes to the state, and then the state gives the county, and then the county sets up a grant program, and then you apply for the grant program, and then 3 months later you get the money. That's not what Jerome Powell wants. He wants something that the money's sent out from Treasury, and in 10 days you have it. And in 10 days you have it. And he specifically talks about all the scenarios we talk about on the channel. I mean, he's a godsend. He is really godsend. If only he was, doing a little bit more on his regards, but he's absolutely incredible. He says that the stimulus needs to come out to you, into your hands, so that you can then pay rent, so that the landlord makes their income, the landlord doesn't default on their mortgage, you don't get evicted, and you see the pyramids of problems being cut off right away. He's just like, this is so obvious, just get it done. It is obvious. Then let's turn to Wall Street. Wall Street is ecstatic about stimulus. They really think that the stimulus is coming right away. And I got to tell you that there is a lot of noise out there. And there's a lot of noise about a lawsuit in Pennsylvania, a lawsuit in Michigan, a lawsuit in Nevada, and votes tallied here and votes tallied. I got to tell you, as soon as this settles down, I've seen it on this channel and other channels, everyone is just being affected by all that noise. As soon as that noise settles down, the stimulus is going to be front page again. But for you can't be leaving and at any point. You can't be leaving now to focus on that noise. You need to stay on book for the stimulus, because and this is so important, and this is why we're such an incredible family. I adore you, and you express the same sentiments back to me. Is that when this goes to a discussion, it's going to be very quick. It's going to be very quick. Remember, Mitch McConnell moves very fast. So when stimulus comes to a discussion and ahead on, let's say it's a Tuesday of whatever month it is, and it's just bam, it's like, oh my God. And then suddenly it's a scramble, and then Mitch is going to be writing it, and then he's going to be introduced, and then it's going to be voted, and then it's going to be sent out. And they were like, wait a second, how about, well, no. So I don't want us to be behind the ball. We need to be ahead of the ball. You need to keep this subject matter front page right now. And so you can't shut down on your tweetings. You can't shut down on your Facebook shares. You have to be on full push. Dan I, head of asset allocation and equity research at Fort Mitt Capital Group, one of the big people on Wall Street, spoke about stimulus today. The market is now pricing the Biden presidency with Republican Senate, and that notion was based upon that. The market's just getting more comfortable with the outcome of a divided government, and will see continuation and no changes in tax policy. Then comes the labor market number. The labor market number is good, but it doesn't. It shows that stimulus is needed. The new labor numbers department numbers today showed U.S. unemployment fell 6.9 in October from 7.9 in September. So it's fell 1%. And this was better than the markets expected, better than Wall Street expected. The latest jobs numbers shows that the U.S. economy is rebounding quickly from COVID-19 shutdowns in the spring, with the unemployment already dropping below 7%, says Tony Bedekin, head of Global Citizens. But despite strong signals that Americans are getting back to work, the number of COVID cases are rising, and that may mean new restrictions on a daily life that could further accelerate a shift to a more digital economy and increase calls for additional government stimulus. So you see how we are dealing with these numbers. Wall Street is down today. And last week, when the labor number came in and it was great, Wall Street was down. And that other day last week, when the GDP number came in and it was incredible, Wall Street was down. So why is Wall Street trading down? Because they're saying, okay, it's a good number, but it's a number from a few months ago when we had stimulus on the first stimulus package. You need that second stimulus to go out right now because of there's no stimulus in this economy. Let me explain something very simply. The way stimulus works is certainly, the federal government sends out a check, you get it 10 days later, it's in your hand, and you have it, and then you spend it on something. And you may think it's a 10-day turnaround because you literally got the check in 10 days. But that's not how stimulus and the economy works. The way stimulus and the economy works is that they presume that you spend it on something shortly thereafter, that thing gets a benefit, and it's delayed by a few weeks, and then that thing gets a benefit to something else, and that's delayed a few weeks. And eventually, the entire economy feels the impact of you getting that check about 2 to 3 months thereafter. And so they're saying that, hey, get those checks in the American people's hands, because the impact of them having those checks is not felt on our economy until about 2 months later. And so that's why they're saying, get it done. Then they're concerned about the third stimulus package, which I've been detailing on this channel a lot. The third stimulus package is so important because you need stimulus to survive new lockdowns. One viewer earlier this morning, I think she was Minnesota, said that her city or county was going on a lockdown again. And she said, I need that third stimulus. And that's why I want you to tune in to the video right after this, Purple, because I'm going to go over third stimulus and why third stimulus is so important in light of the expiring deadlines of December. I want you to know all those incredible deadlines. And so what Wall Street's saying is, hey, you need second stimulus right now, because the impact of second stimulus will be felt on the economy in about 30 to 60 days from now. And then you got to get ready for stimulus for February and January, because that is needed to survive the lockdown. You see how we make it easy breezy? Keep it very simple. I explain it in a way that you can understand it, and we understand where things are going from point A to point B. Be on social media and push, push, push as the followers of this channel, the Purple Power. Keep it pushing. Purple Power is featured in one broadcast channel today, and I have not been able to look at the link. Someone sent it to me on Facebook, so I really appreciate that link. Let me go over some incredible questions and comments from yesterday's video. And don't miss, coming up next is Purple, where I'll go over more about grants, but also these deadlines. Then, being a Mitch, I'll be going over why Mitch is so important for your stimulus, and finally, street and stimulus. Kathy Kelly, we need the checks not now in December. I agree, absolutely. And $2,000 a month for 6 months. Amen. Abby, still counting ballots. Yes. Kim McKinney, I don't understand. Milks and eggs are going up. Didn't the cows get paid? I love that joke. Kim DeLilio, people are suffering. Our government is still playing games. Angela Spires, will the president sign if he's not reelected? Will the president do executive order? I don't think he's doing executive order. You're not going to hear me say, I'm not going to push for executive orders on this channel right now, because I just don't think he's focused on us. He's focused on himself. So I'm focusing on you, the Congress, and the people who have the power that want to do it. Those people say they want to do it, so let's focus on them. Heath. Well, we are not able to just run out and buy anything because we don't have the money. Gas prices are going up. Jim Hardy, the people need it this month. It should be $2,000 recurring payments. And I'll go over those $2,000 in the next video after this. Antonio Wilson, we the American people need pandemic relief right now, not 6 months from now and not passing. Amen. Linda, God is good like you are for the people. You watch you every day. Good job. I'm 7-year-old grandma. God bless you with hello, Linda Palmer. I really appreciate you for tuning in. And I love your emoji hands, the emoji hands, which is one of my favorite emojis ever. And Antonia Perez right after uses the same emoji. Roses are red, Nancy are blue. She'll be voted out, and she will need a new hair too. Oh my goodness. Purple Power, love to all, Mr. Purple. In God we trust. Well, I really appreciate that, Antonia Perez. Kiana Reese, who's always first on this channel. Well, it's about time. Congress needs to put the American people first on their agenda and hand out a hefty stimulus checks. Charlene, I will not get forgotten for all the months they owe us. We need the stimulus checks. Kelly Hucks, all she did was get herself fired. Carlene, the electric company, water company, all of them are starting to increase their prices, and they are. If you have questions, comments in today's video, drop them in the comments below, and I might feature them in tomorrow's recording. I'm so excited. It's just really great news. And also go to the Funniest channel, subscribe, because we're going to get through this pandemic together. Meantime, like this video. And I also want to say, as a personal note, there are some people out there that are saying that stimulus checks are $6,000 and $10,000 and stimulus check coming tomorrow. I want you to understand that unemployment benefits is not a stimulus check and grants is not a stimulus check. And so stay here and I'll keep the news correct and informative. As always, stay informed, stay smiling, and stay about life for more.